Hello, Geminis, and welcome to this, your September 1st through 15th reading and predictions. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for continuing to watch my channel and support me. And for those of you who are new here, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. So as I sit here recording this video at the end of August 2023, we are currently under the energies of a super full blue moon. And if I'm not mistaken, there's also a Mercury retrograde. How's everyone feeling? Full moons affect each and every one of us a little bit differently, but there are some commonalities and some common symptoms. So Geminis, I would love to hear how you guys are feeling under this super blue moon. It's definitely heralding in a new energy for all of us. So let's have a look at your cards. We're going to pull cards for 6 different areas of your life. I'm going to turn a little bit as I'm shuffling because otherwise the cards as they flip out are going under my table. And I don't edit my videos, which means if I drop one on the floor, you get to see me scramble and try and pick it up. And it's kind of embarrassing. Okay. All right, Geminis. All right. Pulling the first few cards here for you, Gemini. How many cards do we have out? 3, 4 cards out already? These are going to be cards that are going to indicate where you're at now as we are at the end of August. Looking at what's coming in for you. Okay, we're going to set those in their rightful place. Did I get all the cards that flipped out? I think I did. Okay, and the next cards we're going to pull is what you are focusing on. What you are focusing on, Geminis. What are the Geminis focusing on? For the first half of September. Whew. There is a lot of stuff coming out here, Gemini. Thinking that you're feeling a little bit busy, maybe a little overwhelmed, maybe feeling like you got a lot of stuff going on. Anyway, we'll have a look at the cards in just a couple moments. I get all of the cards pulled first, and I do leave all of the cards sitting face down so that I can't see what they are until I'm actually ready to read them. All right, that card, that one, and we've got 2 more. Wow, what you're focusing on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards here. Okay. All right, next we're turning into difficult influences and challenges. What is difficult and challenging for our Geminis for the first half of September? Where did September go, by the way? It's weird. Where did September go, but where did the summer go? Like, really? So many of us are asking that question, right? It seems like summer gets shorter every year. Okay, messages that you need to hear at this time. All right, we have 3 messages out for what you need to hear at this time. Let's get them in the order in which they came out. Okay. Rolling into unexpected. Unexpected for the Geminis for the first half of September 2023. Is there anything else that is unexpected? Okay, at this point we only have 1 card out. Oh, no, now we got a couple more. All right. All right. And the next cards that we're going to pull for you are going to be the cards of your general overall outcome. Where are we going for general overall outcome? What am I seeing in my mind's eye? Over here. Fairies, what is the general overall outcome for Gemini for mid-September? Where are the Geminis going to be at come mid-September? Is there anything else? All right. Wow. Let's make sure that we've got them all facing the right way. Okay. Let's have a look at where you are at now. Okay. Interesting. Gemini, the very first card that I'm turning over for you for where you're at now here at the end of August is the Thunderbolt card. And the Thunderbolt card corresponds to the Tower in the traditional tarot. Now, this is a card of sudden, unexpected change. And as most of the people who watch this type of video are aware, there are sudden and unexpected changes happening in the world all around us. Some of those changes are as a direct result of some interventions that are, how should we say this? Some of the suffering that some of the people around the world are currently experiencing are as a direct result of some interventions by some creations that are wielded by powerful men. Let's leave it at that, okay? This is causing a thunderbolt moment for many people. Not only are they being affected personally, but as well, what's happening as a result of the use of these particular pieces of equipment is more and more people are waking up to the fact that these pieces of equipment exist. More and more people are waking up to the fact that there has been a calculated way of channeling humanity's belief systems, shall we say. And I know, Gemini, that some of you are turning the video off right now and you're going, she is way out there. Bear with me, okay? Please. Right now, we are experiencing a shift from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. And as we move forward into the age of Aquarius, most of us are anticipating moving into a more peaceful period. The age of Pisces was dominated by wars. It was dominated by disagreements. It was dominated by people arguing over possessions and borders. And I'm not just talking on an international scale. I'm talking about neighbors arguing because somebody has their fence 1 inch a little bit too far this way or something like that. And that is the age that we are moving away from. And we're moving into an age where we can accept that we are all one, right? Everything is energy, and therefore everything is interconnected. And sometimes this thunderbolt is what's required for us to actually wake up to that and recognize the butterfly effect, for example, right? The things that we do today affect tomorrow. The things we do affect the people around us, and that ripples outwards. When we fully wake up to that, then guess what happens? There is a friendliness that comes in, right? So if you look at this card, Gemini, you're going to notice that there's two trees side by side, and the two trees have different color leaves. Clearly they are different species, and yet we know through science and through study that if you dig down into the soil below two trees that are like this, not only are they sharing the earth that they're growing in and sharing the nutrients and the water, but they are also communicating with each other. This is part of what I'm talking about, part of what we are waking up to. And part of the reason that we're waking up is because we're seeing that division, okay? But that division also connects us. Everything is connected. When a butterfly flaps its wings on one side of the planet, it may very well cause a ripple that will create a tsunami on the other side of the planet. That's essentially the butterfly effect. And most of us, for most of our lives, have been told a butterfly can't affect you if it flaps its wings over on the other side of the planet. And yet, for many of us, we're waking up to the fact that, yes, actually it can. Because everything is energy and therefore everything is interconnected. Okay, Gemini, let's move into the next card of one of the things that you're waking up to, and that is moment to moment. This is a card that lets us know that when we live in the present moment, we have that opportunity to be able to really open our eyes and see what's going on around us on a really deep level. What are you focusing on? You have the Eight of Winter, also known as the Eight of Swords. This is a card of believe in yourself. This is a card wherein you may feel like you are powerless, but you're not. You're more powerful than you ever thought possible. This is the Three of Autumn. One of the things that you're focusing on is finding your passion. What are you passionate about? What do you want to work on? What do you want to work towards? When we have thunderbolts come in and change the way that we see the world and change our perceptions of everything, we also gain insight and opportunities to be able to change how we interact with the people around us, but also how we are going to earn a living and how we're going to interact with money going forward. Oftentimes when we have thunderbolt moments or tower moments, it changes how we interact with money. Like, oftentimes, Gemini, people who have it all and lose it all, that would be a thunderbolt moment. It changes their relationship to money and career. Okay? Changes how they interact with the people all around them as well. And it gives them an opportunity to figure out what they're really passionate about, because perhaps somebody who had it all and then lost it all recognized that what they were actually doing when they had it all wasn't really what they were passionate about. It wasn't what was close to their hearts. And so Gemini, right now you are focusing on becoming your true powerful being and recognizing how powerful you are and realizing what you are really passionate about. What are you passionate about? Go towards that and begin to work towards that. You have the Seven of Spring here, also known as the Seven of Wands. This is a card of being assertive. Once you figure out how powerful you are, and once you figure out what you're passionate about, go out and grab the bull by the horns, for lack of a better term. Okay? It could be more crass, but I don't need to be. Go out and grab life and live it. Be passionate about it. You have the Three of Winter here. The Three of Winter, also known as the Three of Swords, is the card of let go of that which no longer serves your highest good. Now, in the traditional tarot, the Three of Swords is depicted as a heart with three swords stabbed through it. And it is a card that indicates There is something that we've been holding on to that we thought was near and dear to our hearts, but in reality, we need to let go of it in order to be able to move forward. Okay, and the final card that you have here is the Unity card. This card corresponds to the Hierophant in the traditional tarot. This is a card that fits 150% into the rest of this reading for you, Gemini. I'm so glad that this card came up. When we're coming into our power, when we've experienced a tower moment, when we're learning what we're passionate about, we're letting go of the past, we need to do the Hierophant work. And the Hierophant work is the work of looking at the institutions that raised us, whether those institutions are our families, society and community around us, the educational institutions that we learned in, the religious institutions that have taught us, whatever these big concepts and big institutions are, what have they taught you, Gemini? And is what they taught you still ringing true for you? So an example of this would be the certain concepts that are in certain religious doctrines. Let's face it, the religious texts, and I'm talking in generalities here. I'm not pointing fingers at a specific religion. I am speaking in generalities. That's what this card is about, is certain religious texts indicate that we need to live our life a certain way. But when we tap into our hearts, does a religious text that was written a couple thousand years ago, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 years ago, does it still resonate today? Do the words in those documents that dictate how we should live our lives still resonate today? For many of us, that's our tower moment. When we recognize that we've been living our life in 2023 based on a text that was written 3, 4, 5,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, however long ago. Okay? Life was different then. Okay? This is the kind of work that I'm talking about that you're doing right now, Gemini. Okay? This is part of what it is that you're waking up to, and you're going, wow. And this is going to open up so many doors for you, in particular with this 3 of Autumn, recognizing what you are passionate about and stepping into this 7 of Spring, 7 of Wands, and stepping into like, there's something that I just want to go out there and get. Let's have a look at what's challenging you right now. Right. What's challenging you right now is the drum. This is a card called Dream and Journey. What challenges many of us is that when we have these tower moments and when we begin to dig into the Unity and the Hierophant type work, what happens is we don't know what's right over the horizon. We don't know what's over the top of the next mountain. And so that leaves us in this quandary or this place of, wow, what's next? And we have a little bit of difficulty and challenge in manifesting going forward because we don't know what to expect. And some people will say it's hard to manifest for tomorrow when we're manifesting for a world that doesn't even exist yet. So that is one of your challenges right now. Right. And the other challenge that you have right now, Gemini, is the shapeshifter. Transform and unveil your gifts. Well, yeah. When you've had this tower moment, you're recognizing all is one. You're fully embracing the butterfly effect. You're moving into the Hierophant work, right? You are transforming. You are transformation right now in this moment, Gemini. Wow. But sometimes that's scary. Sometimes that presents a challenge for us. And so that's why this card is coming up for you now. And it is a card of encouragement. Recognize your gifts. All right, let's look at messages you need to hear at this time. Let go of your ego. One of the most important messages that we get when we have these tower moments, when we recognize all is one, when we recognize everything is energy and we are all interconnected, we got to let go of our egos. The ego has no place in where we're going, right? And again, when we talk about the age of Pisces was all about ego. Me first, my border, my property line, right? That all comes from a place of ego. So your message right now, Gemini, is let go of the ego. Give without expectation. This is a beautiful card for the butterfly effect, for what we're talking about. Sorry, I have something in my eye. Give without expectation. When we give with the expectation that somebody will return the favor to us, where are we coming from? We're coming from that place of ego. 100%, 110%. We're coming from a place of ego if we expect something in return just because we did something nice for someone else. The bottom line is that the reason pay it forward works is because we're all interconnected. It's part of the law of karma. You don't have to expect something in return from that specific person. Just trust and believe that if you pay it forward, eventually that will come back to you. That's the law of karma. And the final card that you have in messages you need to hear right now is don't relinquish your power. Now, you may say, wait a minute, I have to let go of my ego, but I'm not supposed to relinquish my power? Is that putting us in a little bit of a power struggle? Absolutely not, actually, because when we come from a place of ego, we're coming from, that's my property and you can't come there and blah, 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 blah. Okay? Don't relinquish your power is more about you standing in what you are passionate about, standing in your beliefs, standing in this unity and Hierophant work. Okay? If you no longer believe in, I don't know, I don't even want to go there with an example because I don't want the hate mail from people, honestly. But if there are certain things and certain ways, okay, like, I don't know, let's take something like hair, okay? If there was, yeah, let's go there with hair, okay? Because that one actually pertains to a lot of different societies, okay? When you start doing the Hierophant work, there are certain traditions from the past that dictate that people who are male should not have long hair. Or in actually certain religious groups, they believe that men should never cut their hair, but they should wrap their hair up in a turban or other headpieces. If you subscribe to one of these beliefs your whole life, and you believe that, oh, well, I was born a male and I've always had short hair. I've always wanted long hair, but society always said I shouldn't do it. Or you were born into one of the religions that believe that men should never, never, never cut their hair. And that is no longer resonating with you. And you choose to either grow your hair out or cut your hair. And I'm not judging one way or the other. I'm just saying, like, there's this duality there, right? If you choose to step away from the tradition, that is standing in your power. That's not ego. Okay? Ego is, that's my property line, don't step over it. Okay? Your power is your belief that a tradition from several thousand years ago or a societal norm no longer resonates with me, and I'm going to stand in what actually belief resonates for me. Okay, Gemini, do you see where there's the difference? I hope so. I'd love to hear your comments and feedback on this. Let's look at what is unexpected for you. You have the Page of Swords, you have the Four of Swords, and you have the Nine of Pentacles. All right, so Nine of Pentacles is a positive card. You have the Four of Swords, a positive card, and you have the Page of Swords, all of which are positive cards. Page of Swords is saying that there are changes definitely on the horizon for you, and those changes may at first glance appear to be challenging. Whenever we have pages coming up in the tarot, it indicates a little bit of immaturity and naivety. That's not surprising with what you are stepping into right now, Gemini, that there's going to be a little bit of insecurity, hesitancy, naivety. So that's coming up in your unexpected. It's nothing to fear. It just means that you're stepping into the unknown. You're stepping into something brand new. And in particular, this may also pertain to career, as that Three of Pentacles indicated earlier. You have the Four of Swords here, and the Four of Swords is a card of retreat. It's a card of, as you're facing these challenges, as you are having your mind blown and your world the fabric of your world being torn down, as you're dealing with this tower moment and this Hierophant work and so on, and stepping into and unveiling your gifts, and you're stepping into your power and your passion. This card is indicating that at some point, early to mid-September, you're going to get to that point where you're going to go, I just need to step back from everything. I need to go into quiet time. I need some time to come to terms with all of what's happening for me. So Gemini, embrace that and feel free to take that time. And you have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is the fulfillment card. This is a card indicating that you are doing the hard work that was intended for you to do, and you're making progress. Let's have a look at your general overall outcome. You have the Four of Autumn, also known as the Four of Pentacles. This is a card of create balance in your life. Okay. Even as you are not relinquishing your power and you're coming into the realization of the butterfly effect and you're letting go of your ego and you're recognizing all is one, as you're doing all of that work, recognize that you also need to create balance between the current age that we're in and the age that we're stepping into. And there is going to be this temporary time where you're going to have one foot on each side of the fence, so to speak, Gemini. You have the Six of Spring. This is a card of good tidings. Wonderful news is on its way to you. You have the Six of Autumn. Wow, look at all of these. Okay, so you had, that's interesting. I'm just going to go back here a little bit. At the very start of your reading, you had two twos. You had the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. You then had the Three of Autumn and the Three of Winter here. And you now have, you had the Four of Swords, and now you have the Four of Pentacles. You've got two sixes here, and you've got the another three coming in here. You've got a lot of doubles coming in. So there is a lot of duality coming in for you as well. There's a lot of doubles coming in here. Again, indicating, like I said, with this Four of Autumn, that as a temporary thing, Gemini, you're going to have one foot on either side of the fence with regards to the belief systems. Six of spring, good news is on its way to you. Six of autumn, also known as the Six of Pentacles. This is my card of karma. That's how I interpret this card. If you have enough to give and share, then please do so. And if you are a little shy at the end of the month, don't be afraid to ask. And you have the Three of Summer. Three of Summer is also the Three of Cups. This is the card of celebration as you step up and step into this new energy. And the final card in your reading, Gemini, is the Dreamer. This card is the Zero of the major arcana of the tarot. This card corresponds to the Fool. This is all about new beginnings. Now, as I mentioned over here in the unexpected, you have this page coming in, which indicates a little bit of naivety, and you're kind of, cautiously stepping into this new life. The Fool card is also about that naivety, but there's a newness and an excitement about it. Embrace your true purpose, begin a new adventure, and trust yourself. I just had to read what was on the card. Like I said, traditionally, I don't read what's on the cards unless it 100% resonates for your reading. And what a beautiful way to close off your reading. So thank you for being here, Gemini. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And if this resonated deeply for you, please consider subscribing to the channel and give this video a like. Thank you.